Welcome to the table. This is Dice Goblins D&D. Where we last left off, the party had reunited with Stubble, who regaled them of their adventures of meeting the Aeon out in the sky, an arrow splitting the very clouds themselves. And then they traveled up the mountain through the harsh climb, the harsh winter, and extreme weather, only to find themselves in a church of Reltaneth. They met the priest Tissa, a historian, and two acolytes, as well as reuniting with several people that Marcius knew. His father, who is now missing an arm, the lost and injured, my apologies. There's a lot of characters to, right? And I wasn't looking at my notes. The lost and injured Paladin Saros, who has been corrupted by the Black Ooze. They learned a lot about the goddess Reltaneth, and through some ingenuity and creative outreach using their engagement ring, were able to translate a lost document that told of the secret of the crow goddess, that she is not the goddess of death, she is the goddess of the end. Everyone went to rest for the night as a blizzard is kicked up outside and there is no leaving. When, in the middle of the night, someone attempted to assassinate Kiril. All they saw leaving the room was the tail end of a snake tail.
Dun,
And we're going to
dun,
cut over to Tailspire.
dun.
Girl was almost murdered.
The knife is sticking in the side of your bed next to your pillow, Kiril. It seems you are the only one awake at this moment, as your blind sense tipped you off to some fuckery going on as you sensed something coming for you.
Okay. Uh, Kiral is going to remove the fucking knife from the bed frame.
Uh, in your hands is a crisp dagger with an odd chemical smell.
Mm.
Oh,
And
scary.
where you pulled it out, you look next to you and you notice the paladin that you slept next to is not in this room.
Huh. Was the paladin Yuan-Ti?
The
No,
paladin is
because
not a Yuan-Ti, he's a dragonborn,
do the dragonborns
but he
have
is not
tails?
there. They do.
Okay. It might have been the paladin. Okay.
He's the corrupted one, right?
Yes.
Oh, that would make sense. Okay. Uh, are my compatriots in the room?
They are all in the room except for Ovar, who is in his ring, which is why he's just sitting out here. Hello.
Right. And who
I'm not
was
streaming this to the
patrolling?
party. Give me a second, everybody. They can't see what I'm trying to show them, because usually I'm not the one streaming it. All right, the screen is live for the players.
Yay!
As Ovar's just out here in liminal space, like, "Ayo,
He don't by himself.
ayo."
And
But yes,
who
you are
was
the only one
patrolling?
currently awake. Marcius is out with the guard
Right,
Fellis,
right, but
who does
Marcius
not know
isn't
anything's
really.
happened because they failed their perception check.
Damn. Marcius isn't really one of Kirill's compatriots as much as a Sherpa.
Yeah.
But yes, everyone in this room is still asleep, as whoever did this was incredibly silent. And you get the feeling that if you did not have the token of the owl's like improved sight and reactions,
Hmm.
they you might not have woken up.
Yeah. Um,
Mm.
I'm gonna wake the nearest compatriot.
The bed next to you is Kanan.
I'm going to wake someone else. No, I'm gonna wake Kanan. I will wake Kanan.
That is Kirill goes to wake Kanan. He just turns around like, huh? What? Oh, fuck, is this another bad dream?
Oh God, no, gemstones in your hand.
Okay. What? I mean, it's still there, but oh,
Well, yes, no new ones, no new ones.
no
No
new ones,
new
thanks,
one.
Kirill.
Uh,
Everybody else still asleep. Are we up early? What's happening?
no, I just need someone awake.
Why are y'all making so much noise?
Oh,
I'll
I guess I
say
got
you
two
guys
someones
talking
awake.
wakes Stubble up.
Yeah. Yeah, Kirill's not being quiet. Like,
But
Well, no.
across the room,
adrenaline hit.
across the room, Ecclesia remains asleep, as do the Dragonborn, and Terra is snoring loud enough that you're surprised that your talking woke Stubble.
Mm-hmm.
Why are
There's
you
just
guys
full
up?
cool.
Yeah, is everything okay, Kirill? You're not usually the earliest one up.
No, nothing is okay. I am pretty sure someone just tried to kill me.
I'm sorry, what?
Right, knife. Kirill holds out the knife. This was fucking pinned to the side of my bed.
Oh, fuck, now. What's that smell?
Somebody farted.
It's not that stubble. It smells,
Uh,
it's
Unfortunately, none of you would have the skill set to be able to identify the smell.
Ovar's the only
Ovar,
one.
who you entrust? Ovar, you entrusted the ring to Kirill. Does all this talking wake Ovar up?
Let's see. Yes.
It was basically, do you choose to be involved in this session?
So basically what I did was I rolled perception. If I rolled low, he was gonna sleep a little longer. I rolled high, so
So all of a sudden, a horse pops out of the ring.
Oh, okay.
oh fuck, Omar. Damn.
it's what
He's
murder
been doing that every day while
Kirill
y'all are
what?
traveling. I'm not sure why you're surprised.
Yeah, no, fair.
They all just woke up. It's still this is a recent adjustment.
What's
Okay,
going
okay.
on?
Okay. I woke up a few moments ago. I saw a tail swoop out the door as someone was fleeing, and I found this knife pinned to the side of my bed. It smells
Smells like a
off.
fart.
I'm not sure what's wrong with it, but
Is there Malekith out there? Couldn't he? Maybe he's seen
Ovar?
something.
Malekith.
Or,
Malekith is
Not even
Kirill's
in the right
partner.
part of the
Kanan's
country.
partner.
Wrong
They've
wrong
interacted
again.
once. As God's wondering, man, she ships faster than most people on the internet. Uh,
You
but
mean Marcius's
seeing this
dragon friend?
dagger, does anybody choose to investigate it further?
I
Ovar
I'm
will
nosy.
look at it.
Okay.
Do you give the dagger to Ovar?
Yeah.
You may roll investigation or medicine on this dagger.
I think surprisingly enough, I think isn't medicine an intelligence skill for some reason?
Don't you have proficiency at? No. Or even better,
Oh
because I
no, it is
believe you
wisdom.
have. You could also roll a poisoner's kit check, which I know you're proficient in.
I am also proficient in medicine.
Then it would be the same
So
roll as a poisoner's kit check.
yeah. So it's plus. I rolled a 12.
Nobody
You
knows
smell
anything.
this? The odd smell seems to be a poison coating on the blade, but with a 12, it's not one that you've ever smelled before. But you do identify that it's poison.
Oh, that's nice.
Ovar, I know you're.
So
Can you go sniff it out?
If I'm gonna go
I'm
into the kitchen,
not I am not a gnoll. I know this is poison only because I've practiced with poisons. I am not a gnoll. I don't have a heightened sense of smell.
He
Did
was
Stubble
worth.
go into the kitchen any before we went to bed?
Yes.
Could Stubble be able to tell if this looked like a knife that was in the kitchen or not?
This is a Chris dagger. Even on a glance, you'd be able to tell this is not a kitchen knife.
Okay.
But let's see who interacted with them the most. If anybody would like to recall these daggers, you may roll history checks because I think all of you interacted with someone who had a dagger like this.
That is even worse. That is a yep.
16.
That's a 6.
19.
Well, those are high enough. Stubble and Kirall both realized at the same time the guards had daggers like that, the acolytes.
Oh, that's who I
Mm.
wanted to go see, too.
Mm.
Mm. Carol, do you think they set you up? Because we didn't talk to them?
I don't think it's that. I'll be
Why would
honest,
it
I
be
doubt it.
you? Why would it be you?
I don't know. Maybe somehow news of. I don't know. I
And none
can't
of the rest
imagine
of
what it
us.
would be. No, because I
As
was
I
gonna
look at your
say,
model with the big ass green bottle crest on your shield, the green bottle crest you carry, the green bottle crest we've described on your armor and your weapon.
Or could it be a warning for all of us? No, it was specifically at you.
yeah, it was specifically me. How is it tied? Is it tied to the green book? Can I
I
do an
was
in?
just saying, like, I wonder who would have,
Oh,
why there would be any motive and who would identify specifically you, as you're the only one carrying all this heraldry.
that's fair.
You are the
I guess.
political one.
I suppose I am. Yes.
But what would
Why?
politics have to do with what we're doing?
What do what now? Oh,
What would,
politics.
yeah, what would politics have to do with us being here?
I haven't a
With
clue. It might be the.
literally anything and everything.
It might be a
Explain
politic of the
yourself.
gods.
Somebody explain to me.
Isn't like half of this whole thing with the government something about disestablishing religions or enforcing certain religions and gods or something? Isn't that half of what they do?
Close the door.
Oh, wait. I'm recording. Let's not spin the camera idly with my ADHD fucking fingers.
I don't
Sorry.
know.
I do know that the politics of the gods was certainly an interest of the dragons, but I can't imagine it would be the same here. I
And
guess
who knows who
it's
and who knows who might be an
well.
agent of who?
Okay, I got
Here's
an idea.
Let
if I were
Carol
to
finish
guess.
what they were saying.
Okay.
If I were to guess anything, if it is a politic of the gods, then it would maybe be tied to the Ouroboros trio labeled heretics.
Mm. Well, I have an idea because if they're after you, we'll have to go 2 by 2. But Carol, if you remember, the acolytes the guards had knives like these. Maybe we should go 2 by 2 or something like that and go see what's up and see if they seen anything just to pick their little brains.
And with Sylvie joining us, I will give you the same option I did them. Does Ecclesia wake up with all the noise? Because they're not talking quiet. The only reason the others haven't waken up is Terra sleeps like a fucking chainsaw, and the two Dragonborn are heavily injured.
Ecclesia is very sensitive to sound, especially while she's sleeping. It's kind of a necessity for her line of work. A lot of backstabbers and
While
enemies you make when you cheat people out of their livelihoods. So she definitely wakes
while
up.
you did not while you did not wake up right away, as you had the unfortunate quote unquote betting assignment of sleeping next to Terra, who is snoring louder than they're talking. After they start talking for a little bit, Ecclesia also wakes up and sits up in their bed.
Carol, would you like to tell Ecclesia what's going on?
Well, what time is it?
Oh, it's hard to tell because of the church, but there's no light coming through the windows.
So it's either midnight or early morning. Who is in this room, by the way? Was it just me and Tara?
No, you're all sharing a room. It's the four of you. The Dragonborn Paladin is missing. The one-armed Dragonborn is not in here. The Quaylana is in here, and Tara is in here. Marcius and Fellis are out patrolling, and that's the only ones you know the position of at the moment.
So
I wonder
the
if the
commotion,
paladin. Go ahead.
the commotion isn't happening in this room. It's a different room.
The talking
Uh,
is all happening in this room.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just
and the assassination attempt against Kiral happened in this room.
yeah.
But the
Where's the?
assassin fled.
Yeah. Anybody notice the paladin's gone?
Ecclesia just looks confused.
Yeah, I noticed that
Carol,
first thing.
Carol, what did you see when? Did you see anything?
I saw only a tail leaving the room.
Over here in the
Was
other
it?
side of the room, and over here in the other side of the room, it's just like this is a very quiet night from Marcius. It's like all nights are.
If you saw a tail, it probably couldn't be the paladin. They don't have tails. The
Yes, they
dragonborn,
do.
the dragonborn don't have tails. We established that.
Ovar has a tail.
No, we didn't. I've
Yeah,
never
because
once said
remember,
the Dragonborn don't have tails.
I fucked up
Do
with
I?
Marcius. Remember?
No, I don't
Because
actually.
Marcius doesn't have a tail doesn't
Yeah,
mean none of them tails.
but
As
why
we
would
look
they
at
have
the
a
other
tail?
Dragonborn who clearly have tails.
Hey, it was mentioned that Marcius doesn't have a tail, so you're like dragonborn don't have tails. I'm like, oh, but it like still would it have looked like the dragonborn's tail, or would it have looked like one of the Yuan-Ti's tail?
It was a considering all they saw was a flash of a dagger and someone very fast fleeing, you wouldn't be able to identify.
Could have been a snake for all we know.
Could have been a snake, could have been a dragon.
Yeah, if
All
they
you
were
knew?
fast, I probably wouldn't look directly at the dragonborn yet,
Could have been
but
somebody
keep it in the back of my mind.
faking it. So what do we do, guys? What do y'all think?
I think for now. Fuck, it's gonna suck to not sleep. If
Right?
nothing else, we can rest here another night after we figure this out, but for now, I think we should avoid sleep.
Yeah, your life's on the line.
We can just sleep in shifts.
Kanan wants to go investigate.
Yeah.
That is his thing. He's
I'm
not
afraid
packing.
for any of us to sleep.
The thing is, as stealthy as even the priest seems to be, sleeping in shifts may not even work. If that is potentially, if that is potentially one of the suspects,
I can
it's a
climb
risk.
along. I can use the token of the spider and climb along the walls.
What if two people are awake first shift? So they can keep an eye on one another.
Kanan's concern isn't stealth. He's just going to take his lantern, and if anybody else would like to investigate with him, he just wants to go investigate and see who else is awake and where
Right.
other people are.
Stubble's very
Yeah.
stealthy.
And I'm pretty sure
Kirill is
Kanan remembers that Marcius is out walking around, so he'll probably go see if they've seen anything.
Kirill is gonna follow with Kanan.
Okay, I'm going to go out
Right.
with both of you because I'm really stealthy too. Should we stay together or should I go elsewhere?
Well, I already said Kanan's main priority is not stealth.
Okay, I'll tell you
Yeah,
what. I will go sneak up on the acolytes and each one of them and see if somebody's missing
Oh,
a dagger.
one is with Marcius.
Okay, I'll find the other one.
Right, so
You
Stubble's gonna
probably
go. Stubble's decided to go off on their own, or
Yes.
I will go with Stubbles.
all right. And the rest of you plan on talking to Marcius and picking his brain along with the acolyte he is with.
So Stubbles and Ecclesia are sneaking, and the rest of us are talking.
Right, we're going to look for the
Yep.
other acolyte and see if there's a knife, if they're missing a
Mhm.
knife.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
Has anyone reported a
Uh,
missing knife?
Mm-hmm.
and we're actually going to start because the room is closer with our two stealthy people. I need stealth rolls from
Yes.
both of you at advantage due to the level of darkness.
I'm casting invisibility.
Okay, hold on. Let me roll.
This is where I reveal they've
I
got
got
blind stuff. No,
22.
Did
all
you
right.
hear me, Joe?
And with invisibility, yeah, I'm not making
Oh,
you roll
sorry.
because you're invisible.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Just wanted
You're
to
fine.
confirm.
I'm going to
Yep.
let Ecclesia go first.
You enter the. Oh, she enters the room. You see the female snake acolyte curled up in her hammock.
I am specifically
Uh,
looking at waists, like people's waists, where I would normally see a knife, or their packs that are
the
next to them.
unfortunate part of this is because she is in bed, she is disarmed.
Mm.
She's not armed at all right now.
Does she have anything next to her though?
You see in a pile just a collection of gear. It doesn't look like she's the neatest person,
Time to
but
start
you
rummaging.
can roll me an investigation check for hunting through her gear, and I'll need this. I will need a stealth check for because it does make sound to rifle through like spears and shit.
Okay, Stubbles has already entered the room and she's the opposite way that Ecclesia is looking around.
You see empty. You see a bookshelf. You see empty hammocks, and you take notice of the fact that while you know where Fellis is, the historian also isn't here.
Neither is a
A,
paladin.
a 14 for stealth and an 18 for
All right.
investigation.
I'm gonna roll the perception at disadvantage because they're sleeping.
I
Oh, she's knocked the fuck out. That was a nat one on her perception. She turns and faces the wall in her sleep.
Mm.
Investigation, you do find a dagger, just like the one you saw Kirill having
I
among her
I
things.
guess I'm still invisible, so I hold it up to Stubbles, but she just sees a floating knife that looks exactly like the one that almost killed Kirill.
And I just shake my head. I just shake my head.
I'm gonna do a joke,
Uh,
or Ecclesia is going to, knowing that she's invisible, jokingly start waving it at Stubble.
Stubbles flips you off.
Stubbles is like, dude, stop! Stop! Fucking stop! So
I would, for the sake that you're doing that, make you roll another stealth roll, but I'm going to take that fucking nat one as a double fail. So, yeah,
Okay.
she's just
Okay.
facing the
yeah,
wall.
I'm definitely
Let-
pocketing this. Do I find anything
Uh,
else of value in there?
in her stuff, no, she's a church acolyte. She doesn't really have any valuables.
What? Oh.
You, you could take her spears, but that's going to be hard to sneak out with because they're
I
rather
don't.
large.
Ecclesia does not know how the
Uh,
fuck to use a spear.
but yes,
Stubbles
it's
goes
just
out the
a
room.
first dagger,
Believe it or
which
not,
is the
it's more than
1d4
just
dagger.
stab.
I'm afraid to go out
You
of the room.
choose to
Ecclesia,
investigate
you have to
any
go
other part
first.
of the room.
Is there anything
Um,
hidden
I'll let
anywhere?
I'll let Stubbles do that while I was searching for the daggers. Does that make sense?
All right. Yep. Roll me investigation on the historian's bunk.
Okay. Oh. Oh, I got a 5.
You'll find nothing.
Damn it.
Just a bed. There's a lot of fucking snake scales in it, but there's a lot of fucking snake scales everywhere in this fucking church.
That sucked.
But do you choose
It's
to
a
investigate
Celestius
anything
bunk.
else in the room?
There's a cabinet and stuff. I want to look. There's a book too. I want to see what that
Anything?
book is.
Yeah. I will let Stubbles do that. If there is there anything else in the room that's noteworthy though? So you said there was
You
a
see
cabinet
lots
and
of
a
like
book, or a book on a
There's a
cabinet?
book on that table,
Okay.
and there's a cabinet. Do you want to open the cabinet and I'll look at the book?
Yeah, let's do that. I'll make
Okay.
another investigation check.
And another
Well-
investigation check, Joe. I mean, Harley.
Yep.
That's a 10 from me, Carl. Sorry,
I got a 19.
not for me.
With your 19, you see a book that the vibe you got from the acolytes is they don't read much, but that looks like it belongs to the historian. That seems to be some sort of weird recipe book.
I want to pick that up and take it.
I'm not going to go into build mode, but I'm going to say you pick up mysterious recipe book.
Okay.
In that closet at a 10, that's just their clothes. This is where the acolytes and the historians store their outfits and stuff.
Fair enough.
Ovar's gonna go to the kitchen.
Ecclesia, there's drawers in
Right.
there.
So Ovar
Ovar's
splits that way.
specifically
I think we got what
Ovar's specifically looking for nobody just to retcon, nobody took the knife from Ovar, right? We gave it to him and let him keep it while we are doing all this.
As far as I'm aware.
Then yeah, Ovar will take the knife, go to the kitchen, and
Tasty with
see if
sandwich.
he can ingredients that would have made this poison.
You go that way. We're gonna wrap up here because once we're done in this room, we're gonna cut over to the people talking to Marcius.
Okay.
But you don't find anything special. You have the recipe book. You've noticed that she does have a dagger. Is there anything else? You could hunt for
Ecclesia, there's
valuables. You could hunt
drawers
for
over
anything.
there. Do you think there's anything in them?
Got what we.
Where the mirror is? Does Ecclesia find anything?
I don't know whether Ecclesia's looking or not. I have to wait for her.
Ecclesia isn't looking for anything else.
Okay.
All right. Then as you
We'll go
guys
out the
wrap up
door.
in here, I want one more stealth roll from both. Well, I don't need a stealth roll from Ecclesia because she's invisible still.
Okay.
I need one more stealth roll from Stubble.
24.
damn.
Like bandits in the night, you guys entered silently, hunted through the room, and left silently. While that happens, we're gonna go to Kiral and Kanan, who reunite with the guards, but because I have something special in the kitchen. So Ovar, something's going on in the kitchen, and we will cut back to you after these guys talk.
Oh yay! Ovar, you're dead. What?
Okay, so the surprise round's triggering on Ovar. No, you don't have time to rage.
Even if I could.
But you see the guards, and Marcius, you and Fellis are approached by Kiral and Kanan in the middle of the night. You guys have just been mostly patrolling around the like common areas of this church, and it's just been silent conversation between the two of you. Hello?
Hi.
Action.
Tony.
Can you
Oh,
hear
he
me now?
must be in the middle of something. Yep,
Yeah,
I can
I'll
hear
be
you.
heard. Okay.
I couldn't
you
hear you
can be
before
heard
that, no.
now.
It's because
Yeah.
the phone connected to the stereo. Marcius is going to ask, what are you guys doing up? It's not even long that you've been in bed.
Uh, okay, I trust you enough to answer this. You've led us this
Uh,
far. You wouldn't have me
be-
killed.
Before you do that, I want Curol in particular to make a perception check. As you're about to,
Oh,
as you're thinking, I trust you enough.
17.
You notice that Felix does not have a dagger
Oh,
when he had one earlier.
Before I
How does that spice
answer,
up the scene?
before I, yes, actually, before I respond to that, Marcius, Felus, are you aware your dagger is not in its holster?
He reaches down to his waist and goes, "What are you talking about?"
Can I do an insight to see if that was a genuine reaction from him?
Yeah.
Okay,
When you don't have a stat attached and you're just rolling to set the DC, just DM things.
fair enough. 19.
Funny enough, I rolled an 18. With a 19, you get the feeling that he's being genuine, like he's surprised that his dagger's gone.
Okay,
hmm.
okay. Uh,
I
Tony, you
I take
broke
such
up.
good care of my gear. You know what?
okay,
We're
okay.
gonna parse this out a little differently as Tony is dealing with some connection issues. To give him a little bit more time, we're just gonna cut to the kitchen and just assume this happens after your conversation.
Okay.
I think that's fair,
Okay.
especially because he's got two characters and needs to be active for that. Uh, as you enter the kitchen, Ovar, you notice the paladin, his back against the wall, his eyes filled with fear as he's brandishing weapons. And across from him is the historian, who seems to be trying to talk him down as he looks incredibly manic. I, I didn't do anything. I, where am I? Who are you? He seems to be in an extreme state of confusion. I
Is the
am
is the paladins just
Selkie.
like freaking out?
Yes. And the historian has
Okay.
not noticed you. She's talking to the paladin. It's like, I am Selkie. You need to calm down and go back to bed. It's on my skin. It's in my bones. It's in my soul. And that's the scene you come up on, Ovar.
Oh,
You see
that's
a very
just
fed up snake historian trying to talk down a dragonborn paladin having an episode.
that's just wonderful. Ovar will slowly walk up and just kind of like, what's what's up with him?
The
Is this
paladin
a
pulls his
side
shield up
effect of
and
the
brandishes his sword. We were past that already. Put that away. The corruption is. He's having symptoms, and I've been trying to talk him down as he found his way to the kitchen.
this
She's all around
do
us.
you know
There's no
been
escape.
going on for a while, or is this new tonight?
He's been walking every night. This is the first time he's used words. As you remember, it was said that he's been sleepwalking.
Right.
I'm not going to harm anyone. You need to escape. It's all around us. All around us.
What's all around us?
The infection. We're all in danger. She's gonna come.
She?
Uh, make me a medicine check.
Oh, okay. Well,
Uh, again, I don't know why I've suddenly started rolling d20s just to decide DCs instead of just making up DCs. Uh, in your time as like a prominent member of the villager, you're actually very familiar with these symptoms as they took most of the able-bodied adults, leaving the children and the elderly. And she's showing a lot of signs of like mental deterioration that you would see in your elderly in the village you grew up.
okay. Um, I think the if it wasn't obvious, it seems the ooze might be more of a psychic attack and less of a physical one. But
He backs up further, bumps this pan on the counter, flips out, and stabs the cabbage like it's a person.
oh, that's fine. You said yeah, he's the historian.
I've slain the foul beast, but there are always more.
Um, yeah, lack of spells. I don't really have a spell that can help. Um, as this is the first night used words. Has he been aggressive the past few nights, or is that new as well?
That's new as well. I've been following him at night to make sure he didn't get into things. And tonight he decided to pull on a freak show.
That's nice.
Let me see what spells
Um,
she has. I didn't even think about her spell list.
I was like, Ovar does not have.
That's right, she's
Ovar is a
not.
combat warlock.
And she's a historian, so she doesn't have a lot of combat spells unless firebolt is what you're hunting for.
um,
Do not believe the fire in her hands. That was just to show that she's magic.
Me.
But you seem with, again, those memories of the elderly that you helped care for. Behind his eyes, he does not recognize either of you as people that he has seen before.
a good thing to do.
If you
Ovar,
go back to bed, we'll take care of you in the morning. You're always worse at night.
I. Oh, that's right.
He's
I
not
got
buying
rid of
nothing.
my and trip. Is the kitchen completely dark, or are there a couple torches keeping it lit?
There's a couple torches. You are not standing in like total darkness. You don't need dark vision to
Oh,
see everything.
okay. As do do you know if bringing him near light may help him? Would
Well, he's standing under the
those
regular
torches
flames, but if you're referring to the spirit flame, it might.
that's the blue ones out in the main area,
Yes, that is
right?
the blue flame that is the only places you see it right now are the center of the church.
Alrighty. Um,
Problem is, how do you convince him to get near it as he's holding up a shield backed into a corner?
Ovar's first idea is probably not the smartest, and Ovar's just thinking, I could trick him into combat and lead him out to the thing, but I don't think that's the smartest way to do
Oh,
it.
hey, if Ovar wants to play orderly, it's good. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Um.
I am not discouraging that idea.
Okay. Ovar will like slowly approach. He has none of his weapons brandished or even out. Just
As you approach,
literally.
you are going to take an attack of opportunity from his sentinel feat, and he is going to take a swing at you.
Oh, fun.
But that is a nat 1 as he panic swings at you and throws his sword. He no longer is armed. He has a
Okay.
shield, but he doesn't have a sword. I've
Okay.
rolled 2 nat 1s in 4 rolls.
You know what? I'll take it because technically I wouldn't have had enough time to put on my armor, so I'm back down to 11 AC.
He could still
Actually, no, wait. I'm
punch,
not.
but
Wait, I'm not holding my armor or shield. I have 9 AC. I'll just
but yes,
go.
his sword skitters across the room, and you see Selkie pick it up and move it farther away, just like he doesn't need to have this.
Remembering that the deterioration, Ovar will like reintroduce himself here. He'll just be like, I'm Ovar. Do you remember me? We met just a couple hours, but I am friendly. I'm not here to
Uh,
hurt anyone.
give me give me persuasion as you see him blinking hard, like he's actively trying to recognize you.
Right, right. That is not bad. And you said persuasion. Um,
Yeah,
22.
I shit you not. I rolled a 2 and a 3 because I was giving him a disadvantage roll.
Take it.
I have my dice have been fucking me tonight. Uh, he, I, I've forgotten you. We've met, but I've forgotten you. Has she truly gotten to my mind? As he drops his shield and just seems to be in this utter state of fucking defeat.
Ovar will approach him and attempt to help him walk out to the main area and see if the flame will help him in any way. If
Because you're
not,
so
at least
tall, all I can imagine is you just chuck him on your back.
I, yeah. It or
Nah,
like
the thing
what
is,
is it when like parents are like leaning like breaking their shoulder to like hold their kid's hand.
I was imagining less you leaning down like your upper torso and more like offering your horse body as a brace.
Yeah, that would work. That could, yeah. We'll
All
just say it's
right.
that.
You start leading the man who's too young to be having dementia out of here. As we resume with Kiral, Kanan, Marcius, and Fellis. As they realize Fellis is missing his dagger.
You mean to tell me you went on patrol and didn't even bring a weapon?
As he
I
looks at you holding a sword.
My bad. A backup weapon?
if I
As
may
he looks
note,
at
I
you holding
don't
a shield.
That's not a weapon. That's protection.
He throws the shield at you.
Son of a bitch.
Captain
As you were
America
saying,
like
sorry, I had to
bounces
play
back
out
and
that
can
bit.
catch it. Um Okay, the simplest way to explain all of this. I am certain, almost certain. I am certain that somebody has just attempted to assassinate me using probably your dagger, stolen from you, uh, doused with some sort of poison.
Do you have the dagger? We're
I
right
think
next to a
Ovar.
Yuan-Ti village. We're known for our poisons. I might be able to
I
identify it for you.
I believe Ovar still has the dagger, but he's just in the other room if we wait a moment for him to come out.
As
Uh,
the sundowner condition happens, and Ovar, the paladin, and Selkie come out of the kitchen.
Huh.
As you bring him towards the center of the facility. Why is it not letting me select all of them? Tailspire, I love you. Cooperate.
Mhm.
As they are dragged towards the spirit flame. Do you say anything as they're walking through the room, or do you wait until they finish whatever seems to be happening?
I will request as they pass by. Ovar, could you give the dagger over real quick?
Yeah. Are both sides of the dagger coated in poison?
It's a Chris dagger, so yeah, both ends were covered in poison.
Just because Ovar is Ovar, Ovar would like to try the poison before handing it over.
All right, make a saving throw. You're immune to the secondary effects, but you're not immune to the damage.
I heal from ingesting it.
Yes, but this was a vial. It's not a drinkable poison. So basically, what you're doing is cutting your tongue.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. We did make the differentiation there. That's correct. I remember that. Is it a con?
Yeah, it's con, and you're going to be resistant to
Con
the
save?
damage anyways. But yep, DC 12. Oh
Oh,
no, this is DC 18 for the
18.
first one.
Oh, then exactly
That
18.
matches. You're still going to take. Oh wait, no, this doesn't do damage, so it does nothing to you. You sense that whatever this does would have been very fucking bad if you weren't immune to poisons, as you feel the secondary effects get absorbed into your token.
As I'm handing it back after I lick it, and as I'm handing it back, this is some strong shit, but not a kill you over
What?
time strong shit.
What? Why did you lick it? He
Who
asked.
does that?
No, no. You know what? Even more, Selkie would ask that. Why did you lick it?
I wanted to. We never specified. Would Ovar have would tasting poisons let Ovar know what the secondary effects are, as he can
It
choose to
does
allow
not.
them to happen? Okay,
It does
it'd
not.
be kind of. I don't know. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to be like, oh, this is a paralysis poison. This is a damage poison. Yeah, that's fine. I'll
Uh,
just
you know
look at
what?
him and
I'll let you
go,
make a medicine check with disadvantage to try to figure out from cutting your tongue what this might have done.
okay. Roll it again.
Medicine or poisoner's kit.
Does he
Did
recognize?
same thing.
Does he
10.
recognize the taste of it?
It's not something he's ever tasted before.
It is a 10. It was a 10.
You do not identify what this poison would be.
Okay. Yes, I'm handing it back, and they're all just like so confused. I'll be like,
Your party
I
isn't confused, but I assume Marcius and the snakes are very fucking confused.
Yeah, Marcius is just like, what?
What?
and I'll just be like, it's not a poison I'm familiar with, and the poisons I dabble in are ones that would slowly kill you from the inside out. This doesn't feel like it directly does that. However, as to its intended effect, I cannot ascertain.
Right. He takes the dagger, and with you I'm going to say you giving that advice is going to give him advantage on this. That's you giving the help action to him identifying this.
Okay.
And good thing for that help action, because that was a 19 on the second die. As he touches the
Hey.
dagger, looks at it, sniffs it, and you see his face go white. He doesn't say a word. He places it on this desk and just says, "You are a lucky man that you still have your eyeballs." That was Ajita.
Is that a blinding? I'm assuming by the way you said
Uh,
eyeballs, it was something to do with blinding or.
with that book of poisons that you have, you know what Ajita is.
Oh yeah.
While you've never, it's a highly illegal Yuan-Ti poison that permanently blinds you.
Oh.
A
Oh,
creature
that
that
is
ingests
fun.
this must Succeed on a DC 18 con save or feel dizzy for 1d8 minutes. After this time, in case of failure on the first roll, it must succeed a new DC 14 con save or become blinded. Only magic can restore a creature blinded this way.
So is that information passed along to us?
Not the exact technical one, including dice, but yes, he shares that with
Yeah.
everyone. That he doesn't even want to be associated with that. That is a poison that is even illegal among the Yuan-Ti, as it permanently blinds those who ingest it. As he
So
once again looks at you.
so Kanan will ask.
I
why
have
would-
a proclivity and tolerance for poisons of all manners and sorts.
You are still a lucky man. Now, and you explain to him what's going on with your assassination attempt, right? Callie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoever made an attempt on your life, they wanted to make sure that if they failed, it would still harm you.
But why would they specifically want to blind Cure-All of all people?
That's something I don't understand either.
So I have no idea. Perhaps it's because you're walking around with the green bottle crest. You're a noble in the wilderness, Selkie says. After all, you reached out to nobles in another town. Even us, who are isolated out in these mountains, know of the green bottles.
Not all green bottles are nobles.
The ones that we hear of in our stories and from travelers are. They are either nobles or bards.
My mother is no noble, and of that fact I am very proud.
Well, if it would relate to the green bottles, I don't think the Dragonborn would be looking at
Uh,
that for anything.
Speaking of the Dragonborn, as you were distracted licking a dagger, you notice he did stumble over to the spirit flame and seems to be breathing a lot easier as he's just sitting down next to this eternally flaming book under the gaze of the statue.
You feeling any better?
I apologize. I did not put my best face forward.
It's it's all right. Seems
Where's
to
my
be
sword?
out of your
If this gets any
control.
worse, it may be time for me to end my infection.
Um, I was not the one who grabbed your sword.
I'm not giving it back either. I'm not cleaning up your blood. You do not understand the seriousness of this infection. Oh, I do. But you're not killing yourself in this church. Go outside. Go.
Mm,
Okay, so
As the party moves towards the flame so they can hear this conversation without yelling.
um,
so Marcius has concern for the paladin. Um,
Huh?
but as he's just going to kind of stand there like he's waiting for orders in case he's going to ask for something. But Kanan is very curious about where the historian has been the whole time.
Uh,
Like,
as
have they been in
as
the
you
kitchen
think
the
of
whole time?
those questions, you also notice as you're standing near the flame, the markings under your skin seem to be slightly less visible.
while this is going on, can Stubborn and Clusia talk?
Wait.
You will have to wait your turn.
Well, I know. I just didn't know if you guys were done.
We could zoom back and have no. There's more going on.
Okay,
I'll have
Kanan,
you go if you want to do that. We'll cut to you here in a moment.
we're
But
fine.
Kanan decides to interrogate the historian.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's going to like
Is,
acknowledge that he sees a difference while he's near the flame, but that's not most concern of his right now.
is,
His concern is what's happened.
is anyone else questioning the historian?
That's why I wanted to talk to Ecclesia.
All right, then we'll cut away from this because it has been a while since you guys have been on scene. You guys are just leaving the room, having found the things that you found.
Okay, Ecclesia, I need to talk to you. Can we step away from this door?
Yes.
Before we reach the other party, do you think it's possible that we can look in this book and see if maybe there's a poison spell or a spell that could be put on somebody else to make them do actions they normally wouldn't do? Can we read this book?
We could take a look through it, but I think we should rejoin the party first.
But what if they're with somebody that might be a guilty party? I mean, we did find this in the historians section, and if she's with them and we tell them what we have, they're going to know what we've been up to.
How
And
is
we don't,
that a problem?
well, because I don't want to be in front of her, and if there's nothing we can find, then I don't want her to think that we were accusing her. How do you think we should proceed?
I don't understand why we would look for a poison spell when poison is so readily available and easy to make.
And as you
Be-
remember that, as Ecclesia being a little bit more magically inclined with stubble, that was not a wizard spell book they picked up. That's just a really weird recipe book.
well, maybe there's a recipe in it for poison.
Well, while we're heading back to the party, I will page through and look. How does that
Okay,
sound?
okay. I just want
All
to keep
right.
everything
But
open.
you need to
Uh,
realize that if we find a
go on.
recipe for poison, that is not necessarily incriminating. That is correlative, and I don't think that we should consider it as part of our investigation unless the
But she
poison
has a
and
tail too, and she's seen a tail.
well, now Stubble, you're just being racist.
No, it was just, there's a
Consistency
lot
for
of
this
tails in
campaign.
here.
What point are you making?
Let's just go back. She's
I'm
seen a
sorry.
tail,
All
and
right.
there are tails
Uh,
here.
you don't have a lot of time to thumb through, so I'll say an investigation check with disadvantage because you're one in the dark and two you're trying to walk in the like 30-second span before you reach the party and look at the book.
Okay. What am I rolling again? Just one more time.
Investigation with disadvantage.
Oh, it's still good. 15.
Uh, with a 15, you notice that most of these are recipes, but you've seen this type of thing before when you were working in the underworld. This is a coded book. These aren't actually recipes for what they say they are. With a 15, you can't determine what they're recipes for, but there's something bullshit about this book.
Can I reinvestigate it later once we actually have time to sit down? Would you let me do that?
Yes. And that won't be with disadvantage. In fact, it will probably be with advantage because you just got a big piece of information.
All right.
Right.
Should we
Stubble, I'm
keep?
going to
You all
catch up with you. This
go on.
book is actually more interesting than it seems. I'm going
Okay,
to take
so
a moment to find a place to study.
shall we keep it hush then?
I don't think we
Until
have to.
okay, and I was going to
I
say until
fear that
just
there
our
is a
parties
few
together,
Sorry.
and just until our parties together without any outsiders or insiders, but we're outsiders, but just with our party.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just going to head back to the room and look at
I'm
this
going with.
scroll.
Okay, I'm going to go join the party and see what else I can find out.
Sounds good.
So you head back to the room. Tara's still snoring. The two Dragonborn are still asleep and recovering from their injuries. And not Tara, Stubble, you rejoin the group by the fire.
Hey, what's happening?
Uh,
Is everybody good?
no additional attacks. Unfortunately, one of the patients of the temple at the moment is contemplating ending his life, but that's
Oh my
about the worst of
goodness.
it at the moment.
Is it the ooze?
Yes.
And then
Well,
I whisper over to her and I said, or could it be a spell?
You need a stealth check for that if you're trying to whisper while standing right next to somebody who you're trying to hide
Okay,
from.
let me do a
Yeah,
stealth check.
I was gonna say,
Ooh,
Kane is just going straight to be like, it is the ooze.
I got a
Just
23, so
Right? You successfully whisper that.
okay.
Regardless, if we're going to get everyone in play here, we should probably get to Saw out here.
Are we gonna go get him?
That is entirely up to you whether you want him here or not, but he is the person who runs this operation, and he might be able to help.
Kanan will ask the acolyte if they'll go get Saw.
You're asking Fellas?
Yeah,
Oh, of course. I suppose I should also get my fellow acolyte away out of bed. She,
that as unfortunate as to awake them up, it's very appreciated.
he goes off to wake the priest. So you guys are without the acolytes right now, but the historian is still there with you.
Okay, so the historian's been filled in on what happened, right?
No, nobody has filled the historian in. The only one filled in of the snakes is Fellas.
So Kirill has had to say it repeatedly, so I guess Kanan will explain it with the same words that Kirill used, so that Kirill can stop being a repeated line.
Wait, I lost. I lost them. Where'd they go? Tailspire got weird with models again. Snake down! Snake down! Just know if there's 2 copies of Naan on the board, that is not evidence. That is Tailspire being weird with her model. I don't know where she is. So there's not 2 on the map. If I find her, I will delete her other model. But they're not there yet, so you have a brief window before the whole party's going to gather.
Yeah, so Kanan will explain what happened, and then just kind of ask. So, just out of curiosity, not placing blame on anybody, but we're just trying to see who it could have been. So, just by chance, do you know where you were over the last? Just what have you been up to for the night? Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
Have I seen anything out of the ordinary? I had
Other
a
than the
man come
Dragonborn.
in and threaten my life. Oh, I'm sorry. The Dragonborn is the weirdest fucking thing that's happened in a while.
I get that, but we noticed you've been dealing with that. But by chance, anything else? Where did you did? So
I
he
am
just
not a medical expert. This is not my responsibility.
did he? How long ago did he walk in on you? Was he? Were you in the kitchen
Like,
and he just walked in?
I wasn't pacing minutes, but yes, I was in the kitchen.
But
Food is
was it
rationed
like?
out here, and I get very hungry. I'm not supposed to be in the kitchen at night. So shut
Was
the
it?
fuck up.
Was it just
I
prior
understand
to?
hunger.
Did he walk in just prior to our friend Ovar walking in to the
He
kitchen,
was there
or
for a few minutes, threatened my life, and I was sitting there trying to talk him into not killing me.
okay? And how long were you in the kitchen before that?
I don't know. I wasn't tracking the minutes. I was trying not to be seen so I wouldn't get caught eating rations.
Gerald, do you have anything else to ask, or
at this
As the
point,
snakes
I
are
don't.
slithering.
At this point, I I don't
No.
know.
All of the snakes approach as Tasa looks to Kiral and says, "I hear you have come under attack in my church. My deepest apologies."
Yeah, it's kind of messed up. But we found a dagger. It was coated in, what was that poison again?
Agita. Very dangerous substance, that. It shouldn't be in the hands of anyone in this temple. I
Why
wonder how it
would
got in.
somebody in this why would somebody in this temple have a reason to have it?
I would
For
not
purpose
know.
of assassination?
It is not an assassin's weapon. Agita is for tripling, not killing.
And the other funny thing about it is
Wait,
the room was dark and they were trying it was like they were trying to stab them, but they didn't.
Kiral, you had an exclamation of wait?
they were trying to blind me. I received a boon from Tana Zet that allows me blind sight. Why would they blind me? I can still see people.
Well,
Insight
whoever
check.
did it
I
wouldn't
don't.
know that.
Common knowledge.
Insight check right now from Kiral as they're hitting something.
It's like
I know
but
it's
that may
not
not
common
also.
knowledge, but this is a temple serving one of the Ouroboros trio. Surely they would have some inkling as to the realms of another of the
Oh,
siblings.
I think you're
Insight,
onto
you said?
Also,
something.
Yes.
15.
Uh, the two guards seem like confused by this. The priest, it's a hard to read emotion, as it seems they've come to some understanding they didn't have before.
um,
Oh, what a wonderful gift.
Joe, just to clarify, when I came in on the historian said they had followed the paladin in there, but they
It
just told Keenan that they were already in there. Oh,
I
and then the
don't remember.
paladin
That
showed
might have
up.
been me misspeaking. If so,
Oh,
that's
okay.
the
Okay,
evidence I
I
didn't
didn't.
intend.
I didn't know this is a murder mystery, so I didn't know if that was you trying to be like, two different
That was
stories.
not
But
one of the hints I've dropped, but I have dropped several hints about different characters. That was not one.
right,
If
no,
so, that was me fucking
I
up.
was, yeah, I was just trying to
This
clarify
isn't
because
scripted, damn it.
when no, I get that. I was
It's
just
all
trying to
right.
clarify just in case that perhaps it was you intentionally going, I'm going to, split this detail specifically.
Okay, so I can
Okay.
scratch this detail out because I wrote it down.
Okay, so the
While they're having that conversation, I want to go back to Ecclesia, who's now sitting in this room with the book. Uh, roll me an investigation check with advantage as you're now sitting here in a calm environment reading this book.
I just realized I haven't been muted, so I hope that I have not been making too much noise on my end.
Nope. I haven't heard a
No,
thing
you're
from your
good.
end.
Oh, you fucker. Um, 5.
That was with the advantage?
Yeah. Can I take equivocation?
You know what? I will, just because I really want you to be the one. I want you to bring key evidence here.
Oh, you fuck! I literally just rolled a 1.
Motherfucker.
What the
The dice
hell?
gods the dice gods have determined that you don't know. Even
Okay.
though you're the
The dice,
only character that would, and I set this evidence up for you.
the dice gods say, I for gore.
What? Okay,
Pretty
Joe.
much.
Is the information
Damn it.
in here so obvious to Ecclesia that she would even need to roll?
It's No, it's not that it's super obvious, it's that you're the only one that would even be able to fucking get this information
I guess that makes sense.
due to your background.
Well,
Oh well, we can't obtain
yeah,
all clues in every run, because we can't Baldur's Gate save scum.
nothing I can do then.
Unfortunately, that's one of the moments where Dice Gods just said no 3 times.
But it's
That was
still
really,
great
that was really
evidence, even if she can't read it. I mean, she knows that there's something to it.
But you are fumbling with the book. I'll give you another chance a little bit later.
okay.
But
Let's
so
just- Yep,
the
back with the group.
the acolytes seem confused, and then the priest seems to realize something that they didn't know before.
Yes. Actually, only Kirol picked up on that. Unless you also want to roll insight against that.
Well, fuck that. That's a 9.
You don't read nothing. They all look confused.
Why would the priest?
You don't realize that either,
Damn.
unless you want to roll insight.
Let me try. What is my insight here? Give me just a second.
You're monk, so it should be decent.
Oh, yeah, it's good. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
You come to the same realization as Kirol. The 2 guards look confused. The historian has no reaction at all, and the priest seems to be coming to some sort of understanding. As they're like, well, if there was anywhere you wish to go to continue your investigation, I fear that the only ones here with this blizzard that could have potentially done that are all in this room currently, unless you suspect those that are already injured of having made the attempt.
Well, if it's a poison that's known to be illegal to the Yuan-Ti, I don't think it would be anybody but a Yuan-Ti.
Not necessarily.
I'm just thinking because if it's known to them to be illegal, they're told it's illegal, they're told not to do it. You know somebody's looked it up at some point.
Exactly. Or could have somebody had put a spell on somebody that had the power to do that, to make them do it, to
Uh,
make the attempt.
as Non looks and says, it's actually illegal everywhere. It's actually slightly less illegal to the Yuan-Ti because they make it, but we don't allow it in this church.
Is there somebody here capable of putting a spell on somebody else to make them try to kill Kiro?
Are you still hinting that the Dragonborn was under a spell?
Is that the conclusion that you're drawing, or are you talking to Stubble?
I'm talking to Stubble because Stubble should remember that he's corrupted and fighting it. So he
I
is
would,
technically
yes.
he is corrupted. He's not under somebody's. I mean, he is under. He's
Uh,
affected, but he's not under somebody's spell, as far as we know.
on,
As far
on
as
the
we
terms of
know, but he
Dragonborn,
got worse.
the Dragonborn approaches the party. I do remember waking up, and I only have snips of when I'm not myself.
Can you
But
recall?
from what yes, it's in bits and pieces. And he looks to the 3 Dragonborn, or not Dragonborn, the 3 Yuan-Ti. The historian. I keep calling her the historian. She has a name. Selkie was in the kitchen when I arrived. Fellis was, if I recall, traveling with my student. So that would leave you 2 as the only suspects that I know.
Well,
Hmm.
hold on. Marcius will say. Now, hold on a second. You saw us because we didn't see or hear you.
Then you need trained again. Your ears are weaker than I remember.
You
It
guys were
happens.
out patrolling. You
It
guys
happens from
failed
time to
your
time.
patrol.
Oops.
I mean, just out of the clear
To be
blue, he
fair, you
got
did
worse.
fail your perception roll.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
If you wish to investigate our quarters, you may. You have full access to the church while you try to figure out who made an attempt on your life. I will remain in view, if that would make everyone more comfortable. Why are we even catering to these outsiders? This is ridiculous. They are our guest. One of them was put in danger. I think it's only right that we stay visible so that way they don't
We still have a duck.
they are not in fear of us.
We do also seek to dispel the destructive affliction that you are fighting against right now. I would imagine that might give a bit of reason. Not to cater. We're not even asking
I
for catering, we're asking for help.
Who would gain by having this ooze and whatever's affecting people? Who in this place would gain something from it?
I don't think anybody gain anything as much as they lose a lot.
Are you
Gain,
entirely
lose?
sure that it's connected at all to the ooze? As they didn't, you could easily infect someone with the ooze by dipping a dagger in that, but no,
Hmm.
they used a dagger that has a blinding poison. They did not attempt to infect you with this curse that I currently bear.
So, but
Hmm.
it was targeted for cure-all. This is going to be Kanan because Marcy's is still just partially informed. They targeted cure-all. They tried to blind cure-all. Who would have any kind of reason to blind cure-all? And it would have to be somebody that would know what cure-all was doing. Otherwise, why specifically cure-all? Why not anybody else? Why couldn't they have just... If it was somebody just going for any of the visitors, then why not the people closest to the door? Because Cure-all was close to the back. Cure-all wasn't the first bed. So why would they not just go for the first person in the room? It was targeting Cure-all.
Well, as I said, she wears the green bottle insignia.
Well, all of you look the same to me, so... Well, except for the dragons, they've got more scales. I wouldn't have targeted you. I don't have any care about any of you.
But I
Non,
guess
we've
we
talked about this.
appreciate that.
While we're grouped up here, Ovar's gonna glance back at the table. Is the knife still on it?
It is still on that table. Nobody has gone near that table.
Okay, just checking, cause we did kind of like in the midst of waking up, it did seem to be pointed out that it was somebody very stealthy. So I was just trying to make sure nobody might have slipped over there and grabbed it again.
If you would wish to check my quarters to clear me as a suspect, I will remain here in sight.
Hero, do you know Circle of Truth?
I do not.
That was
No,
not in
it's
character,
not
by the way,
a.
because he is in a different room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't.
I was just gonna say that would be a useful spell
That
to
would be
have.
a real useful spell to
The
have,
one
yeah,
time
but
circle
no.
of truth that most paladins take would be super fucking handy. I actually thought you
Yeah.
had it.
Circle of
I was
Truth
waiting
is
for
an
you to bust it
overpowered
out.
Let me.
spell.
Yeah, Sylvie, you have access to my character sheets down there. They're pulled up on my computer. Go to the one
Okay.
without
I will-
the hyphen tag, and then scroll to the
Since you
bottom.
haven't used your
You
spells in a
do.
while, if you
You
need
do
to
have it
tailor your
right
spell
now.
list, you can.
I
You
have
have it.
it.
You have it checked off right now.
Yay!
Nice.
We got the Zone of Truth.
Boom, bam.
So do you cast Zone of Truth?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the last of it?
Uh, I believe you're aware of when people pass or fail it, right? And it's a wisdom save.
Oh God, let me bring up the.
So,
If not, I can Google it because I know you're not in front of your sheet.
I
Yeah,
have my phone with me, so I can look it up there.
I do believe you know if somebody passes or fails, but people can also choose to willingly fail it.
You create a magical zone guards against deception of 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range. Till it ends, a creature that enters a spell for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw.
All right, I'm gonna roll for all three of them.
And creatures are
And
aware of the spell and then can thus avoid answering.
Fellis fails. The historian fails.
Wait, we can't go.
Non passes,
We got that.
and the priest intentionally fails. If you wish to roll insight to that, or I could just tell you, the priest is the only one familiar with the spell.
That's fair.
So the only one who passed their save was Non, which is the female guard.
Okay. Yeah, it hits the party,
Oh.
but I'd assume
The
everyone
paladin would
there.
intentionally fail it as well.
Yeah, I think everyone in the party, Marcius included, is just gonna be like, "Yep, go ahead, whatever,
Yeah.
no problem."
What a handy spell, as much as I've always hated it. You hear from the priest.
It's useful. I almost forgot I had access, or I was able to
Um,
do it. Ah. Okay, that will relieve a
Can
lot of my stress in this conversation.
can Stubbles go find Ecclesia?
I would say this is a bad moment to do so.
Okay, because I wanted to talk to her about something.
Are you saying that as a piece of advice?
You are not dying. It's just weird for her to step away at this like very pivotal Ace Attorney moment.
Right, I just wanted to
Yeah.
talk
You
to
know what?
her outside of
Before
the
we start all
party.
this, I'm going to give Ecclesia another shot at deciphering the book.
Switch him dice.
Same deal as before with advantage, and
I
if you have to use
fucking
equivocation,
knew
you
it.
can.
I fucking knew it. Natural 20. I was thinking,
With the amount of
literally as I
time
was
you have
rolling
spent
it,
on this
this
book,
is going to be a natural 20. I knew it. And then I
You-
rolled it. I have premonitions, Harley.
you were struggling with this book because it is an intense cipher, but you start to pick it up piece by piece, and changelings don't usually blanch because they control what they look like, but you feel a shiver go down your spine as you begin to recognize what this book is. As these aren't recipes, these are people.
Oh,
What's in your hand is a black book of assassination.
is Kiral in the book?
And
Do
you find Kirol, but you also recognize some of these targets. You recognize this as the work of the Wings of Scorn, which are a group of assassins famous throughout the country for how effective they are at what they do.
I'm going to leave the room. I'm going to walk. Do I see the group?
You
Probably.
see the group as they're in the middle of a fucking ritual. Stubble started heading your way.
I walk over, kind of hiding the book in my coat. I know Kiral is talking to the guy, but I'm going to pull Kiral aside, like physically grab his
Um,
shoulder and pull him away and say, I
I,
need to talk to you now.
I will say, as you're heading over, they're having a conversation, so we will get to that as you're walking across the room. What are you asking to them as you have, at this point, you have just left the room and started walking towards them?
My sword is drawn, by the way.
Does Kiral have
What
to ask it, or can anybody ask
Anybody
it?
can ask. Nobody can lie right now, except for Non.
Kanan
I would
is
like to
going
ask.
to.
When I
ahead.
mentioned the boon granted by Tanazet, San, you responded strangely. May I
Is
ask
that a question of some
why?
sort?
More
Ah,
specifically, I asked what was the revelation that you had?
I noticed that you were far more attentive than those around you. And that just explained it to me.
Hmm.
The fact that you could see around you is quite an amazing talent.
So that would be truth from him?
Yeah, he intentionally failed. That was truth.
Yep. Yeah. No.
Okay.
The
I
thing
Kanan,
with Zone of Truth, and this isn't saying he's doing this. Yeah, you can flavor your words however you want as long as it's not a deliberate lie.
Mm-hmm.
Ecclesia takes one step closer.
Kanan is just going to straight up eyeball the historian. Did you try this?
You're gonna have to be more specific.
Was it you that coated the knife in poison? The
No,
dagger. You didn't coat it, but did you try to stab Kirill?
no.
Okay.
Kirill's gonna turn about
Another step
face
closer.
and
Carol turns
speak to
around.
the Dragonborn.
Oh, the Dragonborn's not behind you. He's over here.
Oh, okay,
You're
okay.
not
I wasn't
screaming the thing
looking.
anymore. I've actively been moving the pieces of this puzzle.
No, no. I just wasn't looking.
Can no, go ahead. I'll ask after.
Stubble just freezes where she has because she sees Ecclesia moving closer, so I don't have to say anything.
Uh, this is just like a confirmation question out of character. Uh, Marcius was never like briefed on why all of the dragon bonded like went up the mountain, right? So we never
Yes,
got
he
that
was.
information either.
Yeah,
He is aware.
Oh, okay.
yeah, he got the information from
Okay. Never mind then.
Uh, Ecclesia gets closer as you guys ponder the question. You get one more question before Ecclesia will be in the circle.
Carol, were
Unless
you
you
gonna
decide
ask
to acknowledge Ecclesia and not ask any more questions.
Carol, were you gonna ask the paladin?
I was going to ask the paladin something, but then I realized I didn't need to because
Well,
we had
see,
the information.
my thing was gonna be if you were gonna ask the paladin if they did it, my thing was if they were the one that did it, if they were under the corruption, would they actually
It,
remember
Yeah, I do
it
not
would not
if
be
believe
a
that
bad
they
question.
would remember that. I was going to ask why the Dragonborns were up the mountain, but we had that information already.
All right, I'm going to say
Hassan,
with
do
that
you enjoy
stalling,
baking?
Ecclesia, I enjoy mixing. I do not know how to bake.
Oh, mixing. Okay.
Ecclesia, you have entered the circle with your blade drawn.
Forgot to unmute. Like I said, I'm gonna grab Kirill by the arm, look him in the eyes, and say, "I have to talk to you," and then start to pull him out of the circle.
Does Kirill resist or just let this happen?
Honestly, we're looking for information. It seems like Ecclesia has information. Here all follows.
She,
How long does
she
Zone of Truth last? I actually need to know that information.
10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, then it's going to be applied this whole time.
And as long as I'm within 60 feet, it's good.
she is turning her back towards the acolyte so that he doesn't see her pull out the book. She shows the book to Kirill and says, "This looks like." First of all, Stubbles and I found this in one of the acolytes' room. It looks like a book of recipes, but even a layperson can tell that something is off about this book. It is one big cipher. Inside the book, the recipes are names. And then she goes to the page with Kirill's name and she explains like how it's ciphered and how the
Kirill's name
code.
is on the literal last page that has writing on it.
Is it literally just the name Kiral, or is it
It is the last. Uh, honestly, I didn't think through this cipher because I'm not smart enough to create ciphers. But what you figured
okay?
out to be the name Kiral is the final recipe. Each name
Right.
is an entire page.
She's explaining how the page matches Kiral's name, and finally she says, "Your name is in this book. This is a black book. This is a black book created by insert name of assassin guild here because I
Uh,
forgot it.
the Wings of Scorn, which are a very famous assassin guild made of 5 members.
You need to pull your sword out right now and be ready for anything."
My halberd's in the other room. I will have to go retrieve that if you request that of me.
Hey,
Wait, say
since
that one
Kirill
more
knows
time.
that, could they just walk up to? Could they just
Wait,
ask the group, since everybody but the one is inclined to tell the truth? Could she ask who is a member, and if everybody says no, including the one that can lie, we know it's the one that's lying.
let's rewind for a second because I didn't hear what Kiral said.
I was just saying Kiral would have to go back to the room to grab his halberd.
Kiral doesn't have a
I
sidearm.
will say,
Kiral didn't
I
bring
will
a
say,
No.
with how
weapon
intense the
exactly.
situation, you all probably left armed.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ovar
no,
is
that's fair.
always armed.
You just
Yes.
don't have your armor, as you specified.
Yes.
Kiral will. Ecclesia, thank you.
I have your back, Kiral. My cards
May
are on your table.
I request you join us? I have utilized Zone of Truth. We are asking questions. We have a few minutes remaining. It
Perfect. We
may
have
be
a right.
useful. Yes. And Kiral, like,
I feel like such a
equips
gum.
his halberd. Kiral equips his halberd and is just like in, not in a ready stance, but yeah, equipped, not in a ready stance.
Ecclesia
Basically
is
Zone of
gonna
just
Truth
walk.
using
came in
the
clutch.
halberd as a walking stick at the moment.
Yeah. Zone of Truth came in clutch
Ecclesia
as you get to skip part of this investigation.
will have the book out as she comes back to the circle and makes sure that the
Uh,
guy can see it.
you see recognition on the historian's face as she says, "Oh, you found the book. I've been trying to figure that thing out for like 3 days."
Do
So
we
you don't know.
believe?
You can roll insight. Oh wait, no,
It's
she failed the
Zone
thing.
of Truth.
She failed
It's
Zone of
Zone of
Truth. That
Truth.
has to be the truth.
So it's not your. Oh, I can't ask. Kanan doesn't know.
I
Is she
found it
telling the
hidden among
truth?
the bookshelf.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
she failed Zone of Truth. She can't lie.
Ecclesia is actually going to leave the book here and then tell Stubbles, "Follow me to the room where we
Okay.
found this book. We
Okay.
have to talk to that person." I'm sorry for all the moving around.
Kanan,
As you're walking away, does anybody have any questions now that all the cards are on the table?
Kanan will ask, "What is the book?"
Well, these two just declared that they're walking away, and
Oh,
Selkie's just like, I have no idea.
Kiral can fill you
Well, that's
you in.
Yep.
I told Kiral everything I
Kirill,
know.
you fill them in on it being a black book of assassination targets, and
Kanan would.
Selkie just looks at you fucking confused, just like, I never would have guessed that. I thought it was the worst
So,
recipe book of all time.
so Kanan will ask, "Does anybody here own that book?"
It was found in the
All
room of an
three,
acolyte.
all three of them say no.
But Kirill knows that two of them can tell the truth and one can lie.
Yeah.
So Kirill knows that the one is probably lying. could be lying.
You will just have to use enhanced truth-telling techniques on that one.
Hmm. Which one was it that said no? It was a historian, right?
No, the one with wings.
The historian's the one that's been providing all this information about the fact that she's been investigating. Again, Zone of Truth proved to be a really good spell here because it got to cut through a
Hmm.
lot of the bullshit and practically clear the historian.
Yeah.
What is your next move as this party heads towards this room?
Stubble talks to Ecclesia and asks her, do you think, maybe I'm crazy, but you think maybe it could be the priest? I mean, it is his place. Could he be pulling all these strings? Wouldn't he know about the gods?
I have no idea, Stubbles. I'm just trying to play the cards as they're dealt. I'm done with the card
Right,
punching.
but I'm just trying to
You've done a
feel
good
it
job.
out. Okay, I will follow your lead now.
No, Ecclesia's done a good job. They provided a huge fucking piece of evidence through that book.
Right now, we just need to see if the person that was in that room knows anything about the book.
Okay.
Because we also
everyone's
found...
there. Everybody's in the circle.
Oh,
Yeah, everybody's in the
Oh
circle.
yeah, that's right.
If
okay.
that was all you were doing, I can retcon that you didn't leave.
Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood what was
Okay.
going on. But I do have
Okay.
a
Yeah,
question.
you're back in the circle. Yeah, you never left.
I still whispered that to her. Nobody heard it, right?
I'll let that ride because that's not anything significant. But I don't know why you're all staring at me. I don't own the damn book
Why was it in your room?
because that one keeps us up all night studying shit. Ugh.
That's a poor excuse.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a very poor excuse.
But just because
Why
I don't
would
really care for what?
why?
Why would a guard have to study
th-
recipes?
Why? Yes. Why would a guard have to study recipes of
Uh,
poisons and
you are. I will say you might be misunderstanding. Even though that's the acolyte's room, the historian is also in that room. That is also her
Right.
room. Oh,
well, yes,
And that's
but
why I still think it's her.
the historian can't lie right now
It's
and
true.
stated that they didn't own it.
Um, can I ask a question? Even though it's in a zone of truth, can they still be evasive?
yes, very much so.
Okay.
But I mean, if they're direct about it, then it would obviously be one way or the other. But the one that is being suspicious is the one that can lie. That's the thing. Can we just ask them all if they did it?
Your in zone of truth is 100% an option.
Kanan is just going to scream, "Who the fuck did it?"
You have to direct the question.
He's going to walk up to each one face to face and ask them all, "Who did it? Did you do it? Did you try to kill Cure-All?"
You look at the historian. No. You look at Fellas. I was with your friend all night. You get to the priest, and the priest says, "I didn't want to try."
Excuse me?
What's that mean?
I do hate this spell quite a bit. Makes no aggressive moves, but they catch that they could not control their words in that moment.
Can Kanan just Eldritch Blast him?
Oh my gosh. So then I started blasting.
You could. You're going to roll at disadvantage because you're within 5 feet.
Wait, he said
I
he
was going to
didn't
say, he's
want.
just going to ready up for it, look at Cure-All for approval.
Wait, he said he didn't want to try.
He's going to let it be Cure-All's call, whether he does it or not.
But wait,
What did he mean by he didn't
He's
want
looking at
to
Curall.
try?
It's up to Curall if he does it or not. If Curall does not respond, then he's just gonna do it.
But wait, he said he didn't want to do it. Maybe somebody put a spell on the priest.
Do not raise arms.
Maybe someone put a spell on the priest. Maybe this is a conspiracy.
You see the priests stand. They hold their hand out to you as they slowly reach behind their back, and they place a dagger in the center of the circle and says, "That is the only arm I carry."
Meaning,
But I
The dagger that was used was
it does
supposedly
look like
stolen
that
from a
dagger.
guard. Well, yes, but the dagger that was used was supposedly stolen from a guard, so the arm that you carry is meaningless.
Acolytes. I wish to speak to them privately. They look at you. They look at the priest very concerned. It is all right. I will be unharmed. But I need to tell them something that I do not wish for you all to get involved in.
oh, hell.
Are you? We will listen. Do you guys let the other snakes leave?
Yes.
Return to your rooms. I need to show them something.
As long as our lives aren't in danger if you leave.
I have always hated the spell Zone of Truth. It gets rid of a lot of the nuance of my old career. I do not want them to know this truth. Follow me. Do you all follow him? He did surrender his arm to Canaan,
Harley, don't
and
move.
within Zone of
Don't
Truth, he was telling the truth.
don't
I have
don't
not
move the
moved
stuff.
anything.
You had selected Sariel by mistake, and I even want the fucking statue fucked up.
Oh. Yes, do you all decide to follow him? And
Yeah.
again, you all
Yeah.
have played this masterfully with both deciphering the book to get the right questions, casting Zone of Truth. You all played this really well.
Yay!
As
We,
as
Kanan will follow, but he's definitely very pissed off.
as we are heading out, Ovar will grab the dagger off the table.
You can add one Chris dagger to your thing. It's still just 1d4. It's a fancy dagger, but it's a normal dagger.
Right.
and quit licking the poison.
Has the poison at this point just become
Yeah, it only
different?
lasts for a minute.
Okay.
Well, that'd be stupid. It only lasts for an hour. How the fuck did it? I just encountered a plot hole I'm not going to think about.
We just assume it has poison.
I think it's
The traces of
typically
poison.
Okay.
yeah. I was gonna say I
It's
think
only
it
for
lasts
1
for an
minute
hour.
for vials. Vials are 1 minute, but we're just going to let that
Oh.
plot hole ride because the effect you tasted and smelled the lingering of the poison.
Yeah, there'd still be
Uh,
the smell to identify it by.
It tasted
he walks
delicious.
into his room, all of you behind him, as he walks over to his desk where there's several books, cards, and behind him is actually a map of Tabris, which this was a piece of evidence. It's an updated map of Tabris.
Oh,
Oh.
Y'all
Updated.
never went in his room. He walks around to the cards on his desk, arranges them in an odd pattern, and then this cabinet unlocks and opens, and there's a door behind it. I came here seeking refuge. I was running from my old career as an assassin.
But
I
yet you're a
was the Black
priest.
Mamba.
hmm.
Ecclesia, without
And
rolling, I'm going to take that nat 20 again. The Black Mamba was one of the members of the Wings of Scorn, a prolific assassin known for their use of poison. He leads you down a staircase,
Quite the
and down
fanboy,
here is a lab full of poison.
Oh,
Mm.
It
Ovar's
looks like
gonna
there's a
have a
lot of
field
dust
day.
on nearly everything, like it hasn't been used in a long time.
You're not
Uh,
planning on pulling anything, are you?
I'm still affected by the Zone of Truth spell, no. I'm here to give you all a choice.
Could we ask
I have
why
been helping
first?
track
Why did you do this?
because Rajat Diovante ordered me to. That name again. That name alone being whispered, that is the boogeyman of the underworld. And the head of the Wings of Scorn, which is something Ecclesia recognizes. None of you have ever heard that name before.
For somebody whose appearance is currently a drow elf, Ecclesia is extremely pale right now.
He found me after well, no other better way to put it, ran away. He was going to kill everyone here if I did not assassinate Kirill. He wanted me to prove that my loyalty still lied with the Wings of Scorn. But when I went to do it, I suppose the phrase isn't truly chickened out, but I could not fight the conscience I have developed over the last 3 years.
Hence, you're a priest, right?
My connection to the goddess is tenuous at best. It started as a cover, but then I kept helping people. The acolytes do not know.
And you would like us to
I
keep
will leave
this
the choice.
secret?
I have no intention of harming you, although I am scared for those that are here. Rajat will come to claim their heads, and I cannot defeat him.
Go to the point.
1 second.
Point
With the dark map, I lost track of where the fuck I was doing things. Ah, there's the arrow. It's hard to see in the dark. I will let you decide my fate. I have done many awful deeds in the past. Should you so wish, you can take my life. But I do not intend to do further evil.
Okay.
Kanan is going to look down at his hand, and he's going to think for a second. He's going to be like, son of a bitch, we can't kill him.
We have no want nor need to kill you. I understand. Okay. Okay.
Kanan wants to inflict punishment, but knows he's somebody that can help somewhat with what they have to do. Because they
Right,
need
but
Kanan,
to
how's
you
kill
are.
him. He's the
Ecclesia
one that
feel about
knows.
it?
Kanan, you are not in a place to judge. You were also an assassin. Your assassination is why we are in this mess to begin with. You remember, you are in no place to judge.
Yes, but it wasn't personally related to you guys.
Not
That
This
just
doesn't
set us
assassination
matter.
up.
was this assassination was a direct attempt on somebody I care about. Of course I take it personally, but we can't do anything to harm him or get rid of him because we need to hit he's somebody that's going to try and get us help that we need to deal with the corruption up the mountain. We need him around for now.
Oh.
Jason,
Yes.
I am grateful that you did not kill me. I am grateful that you have continued to seek to help passersby. These are both. I won't even say it's noble that you didn't kill me. In all honesty, I don't know why you didn't kill me. It is beyond my question. What
Uh,
is to matter right now is I forget his name. Rajaf? Razaf?
Rajat.
Rajat. Rajat will
Rhyat. Rajat.
Rajat will come for us.
Hmm.
I
You're
think
right
for
on that
now
front.
what we should
That voice came from
assume is that
directly behind you.
oh, fuck.
You turn around and standing behind you is the acolyte Non. He's a coward and a weakling, and he doesn't deserve to be in our organization. As the magic fades away. Oh, and you don't need to worry about your acolytes. I killed them all when you sent them away.
Huh.
It falls away. The disguise disappears, and a drow elf in black hood wielding a bone scythe stands before Kiro. Once your poison failed, you never did finish a job.
Have I
Surprise
ever
round.
met
You're
this
about to take an
person?
attack.
Oh,
Does anybody have the alert feat? I need to know now.
yes.
Nope. Oh.
Ecclesia, you will be able to act. I rolled his initiative earlier. He rolled a 24. Oh, wait, no, plus the alert feat. A 29.
Natural 20.
You get to move before him. Wait, what's your dex modifier?
My initiative is 8.
That means he still moves first. What's your dex modifier? Is it +3 or +4? I'm just trying
Well,
to
my
figure, because the way I'm going to work this is the only two initiatives that matter right now are yours and his, and everybody else can just kind of go as a mob because it's one person.
my dex is 3. Yeah, my dex is 3.
All right.
But it was in
Then he
that
still
20
moves
though.
first, but he does. I don't reward nat 20s for initiative, but you
I
still get to move
know.
in the surprise round. Nobody else does.
Either way, right now, I just happen to have 3 queens in my hand. And, well, I'll tell you what that does when he tries to attack.
Good luck. He's going to take a swing at Kirol at advantage, assassination feature, guaranteed crit,
Before
rolls with advantage. What are you doing
before that
as a reaction?
before that happens, 3 of a kind lets me cast a spell as a reaction before somebody gets hit, basically.
Go on.
And I am going to cast Hypnotic Pattern on him. Actually, it'd be really funny to cast Reduce on him.
I'm going to
No,
tell you right now, he is a paladin with an aura of protection and is a level 17.
well, I will still cast Hypnotic Pattern.
I'm only telling you that so if he passes this save, you don't get mad at me.
I'm not going to get mad at you, but I am still casting it because I don't want Carol to get fucking murked.
11 plus. What save is it? I'm just calculating raw numbers right now.
15.
No. What stat?
Oh, that's Wisdom.
Oh, you hit his weak stat and he barely passed that. That's the only bad stat he
Oh,
has.
fuck.
He barely passed that, and if he was not a level 6 paladin, he would not have passed that.
Is there some bullshit I can do? Wait. No, there's no bullshit I can do. He passes.
You will still have a full turn after he acts. You are the only one. And that's gonna hit. One, you were sleeping, so you didn't have armor, otherwise you would have exhaustion. And that was an 18 on the die. I'm not gonna do the math here. Mostly because I've calculated the damage he can do on a crit. And he is going to use sneak attack and divine smite on this. And his minimum damage is
Oh.
151.
He's a fucking pally rogue.
As you have
Scary.
taken blows before, your orcish resilience has always saved you. You stop at one after eating the strongest hit you have ever felt in your life. As he smiles and says, the orcs. You've always got to be prepared for them." As he twists and does the second half of the damage. Kirol, you take 157 damage.
Hang on. That's just the first chunk of damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Orcish Resilience.
And then he follows up with his second attack.
Yep, I knew that was coming.
You're not down, but this is if he hits, it's guaranteed, and his modifiers are kind of nuts, and you don't have a lot of armor. That's going to hit.
Yeah.
This scythe cleaves into your shoulder, and you feel as if your soul is directly being attacked. Let me roll his damage. He's going to Divine Smite this one as well. That is D10. That is not the dice I should be rolling. Let me get the right dice. You always have all these fucking D8s until you need them. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus 3, so 16, plus his modifier, so plus 5. That's 21, plus Divine Smite damage. As you take 31 damage.
What? What'd you say?
Kiral is down, but are they dead?
Not dead.
As you go down and you feel this rip into your shoulder, his scythe has a special effect. You start when you are down with this weapon and reduced to 0 HP at 0 hit points. Or you start with when you hit at 0 hit points with 2 automatic failed death saves.
Oh. Oh.
So you have 2 failed death saves. What is Kirill's thoughts? Is they are hit harder than God.
That's Kirill's thoughts. I don't know if the cough came across Mike.
With their bonus action, they're going to make an offhand attack on Kirill.
Fucker.
Baldur's Gate 3 has taught me a lot about playing a rogue pally. You are downed, so this will be with advantage. And it does not matter the damage.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna
As
roll. Final death.
I believe coup de grace, isn't that automatic?
Shit, you're right. It's an auto crit. It doesn't matter.
As their blade sinks deep into your chest, and he says, "The Black Mamba never could finish their plate. Take that as a lesson to the rest of you. I could kill everyone in this room should you raise a hand against me. But I'm going to walk out of here. The only question is whether there's 1 corpse or 7. As he begins taking his movement to walk out, he's on the staircase. And it is Ecclesia's turn. Does Ecclesia let him leave? Because you're the only one who have a turn to stop him.
Shit, I forgot that I was muted. I was talking for like a minute. I'm gonna do a little bit of a chromatic orb at him. I rolled and it's a 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
She's just gonna scream. I don't know, you bastard or something. I don't want to actually scream it.
No, just pure mindless screaming. Who needs words?
Oh, I rolled good. Is it a 32?
Yeah. He eats that on the chin. And then snickers a little bit. Cute.
Okay. Well, we got like 5 people here, and he's only level 17. I don't think he's gonna make it to the next round. So he can snicker all he
Well,
wants.
That was just the surprise round. So to pass him, to move before him on the next initiative order, you have to roll. Actually, you have. There's no way for the party to move before him on an initiative order. He's got a higher than 25 on his alert feat roll.
Well, I'm also thinking I'm probably going to move away from him. I'm just going to kind of go as far away from him as I possibly can. Well,
You
not
could even
over there
you can get
because
half
I don't
cover
want to be
behind
alone.
this.
What?
Yeah, you can get half cover behind this.
Okay.
So, and he looks back. He says, "Cute," and rolling the initiative back. He, with a really high above 25 roll, he simply walks up the stairs.
You fucking coward.
He peeks down. He's going to throw a dagger at you. Does a 23 hit you?
No. Sorry.
With
Nope.
half cover, you add, I believe, +3 to your AC.
No, that does hit, obviously.
All right. Let's add the poison damage on top of that. I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Well, I'm good at con. 22.
All right. He uses his channel divinity marked for death to give him advantage on this to make this a sneak attack. I need a dice roller. As him casually tossing a dagger. Does 41 damage to you.
Does what?
41 damage.
Oh, I'm fine.
Yep. He throws a normal dagger at you. It sinks in your chest and does 41 damage. And he
Yeah,
just
I'm
walks
fine.
away.
I'm still up.
What is Ecclesia's health at right now?
Not gonna tell you. It's at
Tell
8.
me. Yeah. He throws
You
the
don't
dagger
get
and
to.
leaves, unoffended by the marks of his lessers, as you are left in a room with a dead body.
I did almost as much damage as he did, and I'm only level 5, so what's his excuse?
Oh, he could have done a lot more damage. Kirol is a corpse. You all see Kirol's body laying on the ground, a scythe wound in his chest and shoulder. The only one who is used to these type of combats is Ecclesia, so she managed to fight back, but the rest of you were caught in an ambush. The priest is shocked and beside himself, and we're actually going to zoom away from here. Kirol, you felt life leave your body. You nearly died a week ago when you returned to stone, but that was sudden and unexpected. You felt your blood drain this time. And as you are slipped from this mortal coil, you are looking down at your own body, and you hear a voice that says, "You did not deserve an end such as that. There is no justice in what just happened to you." Kirill, you may respond to this voice. Callie, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Both Callie and Kirill are trying to formulate a response. Uh, who are you?
You know my name. You have felt me since you have arrived on this mountain. As you look and see the spectral form of a brass dragon whose size dwarfs all measure.
Ah, I suppose it is a great honor to meet you, Oren. Though I guess under these pretenses it doesn't matter.
We are both shades that have lost our former life. There is nothing binding us, yet so much of your life has led you to this point. I am dying as you are dead. I cannot stop the chains of fate, but I will not let this injustice stand. Do you accept my boon?
It would be an honor.
He leans his massive head down. One of the scales on his head is the size of you.
Mhm.
As you place your forehead against his. In the real world, you all watch as the hole in Kiral's chest knits shut, their eyes shoot open, and they catch a hissed breath of having experienced death, true death for the first time in their life as they are now as they rise with one hit point. You feel you feel your connection to this body as faint as when you die, there is something permanently lost, but you do not recognize what that is. As Kiral's eyes open, they're racked with pain. Does Ecclesia remain in cover just waiting for him to come back?
No, for all the joking that I was doing, Ecclesia got hit by the dagger and definitely took a couple steps back and just kind of collapsed against the wall because, like, fuck.
Notably, I did math it out. This guy could have 1v8'd you.
What?
This guy could have taken on the whole room. That wasn't idle boasting.
Eh,
This is an endgame motherfucker.
Does not Carol, does Ecclesia need healed?
she has 8 health.
I think Ecclesia needs healed. But
I
Kiral,
Like
you're
I
sitting
said,
there at
she
one health.
collapsed against the wall, bleeding everywhere with a dagger stuck inside her. So,
Does anybody run to help her?
I
Ovar,
do. That's why I
I
was
was waiting for a
asking.
break in the conversation to say Ovar. Ovar, as soon as he left, would have gone to attend to Kiral.
Okay.
Honestly,
Does what?
honestly,
What's Kiral do?
even with everything, Kiral would probably see Ecclesia and try and crawl to help her.
Yeah, you attempt to even stand and collapse.
Yeah.
The priest walks over to you and says, I cannot believe you're still alive. Your head should have been on the ground. I saw you die. I've witnessed the life leave many eyes, but you still stand.
I am
As a
I am not still alive. I am alive again by the boon of Oren.
With your injuries, does Kiral attempt to cast lay on hands on themselves?
Yeah.
Your hand touches where the scythe once practically cleaved you in twain. You go to use lay on hands and you don't feel anything.
Oh,
With extended effort, you manage to heal yourself for 10 HP using lay on hands.
Can stubble help cure all any?
As stubble comes to Kiral, the priest is also going to use his highest level spell slot, which is a level 2 spell slot. He's a fake priest.
Well, because Stubbles has tears down her, really does, has tears down her face, because she just died and they don't want her to die, and I need to know if I can help.
Curall is healed for 11 more HP as they use a level 2 cure wounds and rolled shit. Uh,
Kirill can try and drop another cure wounds onto himself.
No,
It
let me
fails.
help.
You go to
And
cast a spell, and it fails.
and I am giving her my what is that called, the 2d4s plus 2, the potion, the stronger one.
That's a regular healing potion.
Okay, I'm giving her the strongest healing potion I have, so I have 2 of those.
All right. You can roll that healing. As Curall, that was not the night you were expecting to have.
No. Almost got assassinated, then did get assassinated.
Yeah, 11 altogether.
So you heal for 11 more HP. As the room is in complete shock.
Okay, I gotta take these off here.
Ecclesia, with you getting your wounds stitched up, how much did you heal her for, Ovar? Ben?
What is it?
How much did you heal her for, or did you just stabilize her?
Who?
You.
Ecclesia.
I wasn't going near Ecclesia. I went to Kirill.
Oh, I thought you said you were tending to Ecclesia.
No. No. I was saying as soon as Kirill went down, Ovar would have went to.
Yeah. Does Marcius and Kanan help Ecclesia?
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
think Marcius has any healing potions on him, but Kanan has a greater healing potion and 5 healing potions, so he'd give her the greater and at least 2 or 3 of the healing.
The paladin approaches Ecclesia and says, I would use my lay on hands, but with this corruption, it harms now. So I will give you this. And he gives you a supreme healing potion that you may drink at your leisure.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and drink that right away.
All right. So he just revealed he cannot lay on hands because it's corrupted now, but he wants to help.
What is the dice for
Let
a
me
supreme healing?
let me Google it. Supreme healing potion. It not Terraria supreme healing potion. God damn it.
Uh-huh.
10d4 plus 20.
I'm fully
I
healed.
can use a dice roller if it would make it easier. Okay, yeah, we'll just run it that way. As he
Yeah, it's
hands you
40.
an
I
exquisite
get
healing
40.
potion. The priest, now revealed to be Black Mamba, says, Wait, Rajat killed you and yet you stand. The danger you are in is now even worse. As everyone is able to gather around. If he
Ecclesia's
finds out you're still alive, he will not stop.
We will face.
What does Ecclesia say?
she's gonna pull the knife out of her chest and say, I'll give him this back someday. And then put it in her coat.
That was just a normal dagger. He didn't deem you worthy his fancy ones.
That's fine, he'll die by a normal dagger.
That was just an offhand fuck you as he assassinated his target. Be a bit hard with a dagger, but get angry enough. I let you guys do horrible things to that one orc in a town. I will allow a lot of things when the killing blow is dealt. I am sorry that I could not spare you facing such a fate.
It is. Oh, God. I wish I had just gone back to sleep. God.
If you had gone back to sleep, he likely would have assassinated you and left with no one knowing that you'd even faced attack.
I know, but then I wouldn't feel myself having died.
That is fair. May I see the book? Does anybody? I need to check something that will let me know how safe you are in the future.
Sorry, I keep forgetting I'm muted. Clesia doesn't have it. She left it with your all.
Oh, then Takiro, may I
Oh.
see the book?
Yes. Kira like pulls it out
I
from
did-
his coat.
I did not lie. This book is not mine. It is how we get our orders as members of this organization. He opens the book to the page that you were on, and you notice that the cipher has scrambled further and now looks like a normal recipe. It marked you as dead. Oh, that is a blessing greater than you know. These books are enchanted and tied to our targets. If it could still be read as your name, then he would know you were now among the living once more. He hands the book back to you and says, I would check it frequently. Should your name ever appear back in the same cipher, that means it's been discovered that you are still alive.
Why do they want me dead? Why me?
They gave me orders to kill specifically you, mostly because they do not know the names of your compatriots, and you're a key witness in your father's trial. They don't want you showing up.
Oh. That's. Oh.
I do not know more. I was simply told to kill you to spit. The thought goes through his head. Oh no. As he races past you the thought just hits him. The first thing the assassin said is that he killed all the members of the church.
Oh, fuck.
He races upstairs. Do you guys follow?
Yeah, Kirill, as best Kirill can, follows after.
With the amount of healing you've gotten and the fact that you did have a break to talk, you are able to follow. And you see in the main room of the church, strung from the statue that they genuinely venerated, are the three body. I don't have them here because I didn't want to give it away since you guys were watching my stream.
Mm-hmm.
Are the three bodies of the other members of the church, strewn about in pure sacrilege around the statue of Sariel.
Was this whole trip just a trap?
No.
Do we still need the blue flame?
Yes.
Okay.
I am not a true priest of Reltaneth, but I learned enough about their rituals. This priest has tears in their eyes as you see, while they were a former assassin, they genuinely cared about these three people. Over the course of the night, I will cast the spell to convert their souls to spirit flame. Hopefully they can help you on your journey. I will remain here. Someone must be here for the travelers.
What about the others that were in the church? What about the other Dragonborn?
You should check on them.
Marcius runs off to where his father was.
You run off to where your father was, and this room seems undisturbed. They're still in there sleeping.
Stubbles has a question for the priest.
What is it?
If we take these two flames, will there still be blue flames here to protect this place?
I'm going to convert their souls to be spirit flame. The flames that are already burning here shall remain, and they will guide you.
Okay.
They died because of who I used to be. Their deaths are on my scales.
So we must succeed to make this worthwhile.
I am so sorry.
I think we're just kind of reeling. Do we stay tonight or do we leave tonight?
There's a blizzard going on outside. You don't have options. I would not recommend all sleeping at once. He is likely left, but there is the possibility that he is still here. It is not safe here anymore.
Is there a safer room that Carol and Ecclesia can be in?
If you wish to sleep in my lab, there's only one way in and one way out.
Carol, Ecclesia. Is that what you want to do?
I have no fear that he will come for me.
But what about Carol? Look what she's been through. Look what she's been through. Let alone you.
Well, I think that's up to Kiro, not me.
Carol.
My name is not yet in the book. I do not think they know I lived. I don't think there is risk.
Okay.
All right. So do you all decide to turn in for the night, or do you sleep in shifts, or it doesn't, over the table, you're safe for the night, but what would the characters do?
Kanan would
Ecclesia
stay up.
would sit next to Kiro.
Stubble is not going to sleep. She was emotionally distraught.
Those that stay up, you see the priest communing with the statue as the bodies begin to convert to fire. Uh, is there anything anybody wants to take care of before the next morning?
No.
I'll take care of
And after,
Kiro.
yeah. You both had a horrible experience with the same person.
Yep.
And the scarier part for Ecclesia is you got background about how scary that person is.
Has she ever met him before, or has she just heard of
You
him?
you know what? I will give you this again with that nat 20 on the book. I'll give you some information on the Wings of Scorn. Every member of the Wings of Scorn has a nickname, except for their leader, who is so fucking confident in his abilities that his name is widely known. You have never met him personally, but they say you can't blink without a body being dropped by Rajat Diamante. He is the cream of the crop of assassins. And I will let you roll a history roll if you want a little bit more information that you might possibly know. And I'll say
Okay.
again with the nat 20, you can roll it with advantage.
You give me a lot of boons off this one net 20. But
Mostly
as we
because I want to give
start
out more,
tonight,
and I know you don't have good stat bonuses
advantage
there.
does not matter. So I rolled a 9.
With a 9, the only thing that you know about who this person was is they're a former inquisitor of the church.
Yeah.
That's all you
Yeah.
get with a 9.
This is a Warhammer Inquisitor.
Well, the party, except you haven't, but the rest of the party has met an inquisitor before. It was their first boss fight. But yeah, you turn in for the night. Those that didn't sleep, you are fine. You just had a rough ass night. In the morning, carrying 3 flames, all floating around him, is the priest. The blizzard has died down overnight. I'm going to give you what I can. All of you take 10 rations as he is now alone and does not need the amount of food that is in this facility.
Nice. 10 rations each, or
Each.
fuck yeah.
But no, the winters are going to get harsh and hunting's not going to be much of a possibility soon.
That's fair.
And he approaches Ovar. I saw how you handled poisons, and I took the liberty of stringing this with Titan string so it would work for your strength. I can't bear to even keep this weapon. He hands you a crossbow. Are you there, Ben?
Yeah. Sorry, I was updating my
He,
inventory. I had to move to my phone because my computer died. So
he, he hands you the Serpent Fang hand crossbow, a tiny crossbow that he strung with Titan string, which allows it to use your strength modifier. I will
a
send you the stats for it later. As he opens a slot on the side, you can load a vial of poison in this. It's a wonderful tool for an assassination, and not something a priest should have. I'm going to down tonight.
Oh.
Black Mamba dies tonight. Tasa will look over this church.
I don't know if you'd be willing, but if you cared to part with any spare basic ingredients, I would not. They seem sparse on the mountaintop.
Most of the ingredients I have are for Ajita, which I am not willing to give you.
That
But I do have some poisons meant to harm.
yeah, that is understandable. I would not ask you to do anything you are not comfortable with.
He tells you of a box in his lab that gives you 3 vials of basic poison. And remember, these are vials; they're not ones you can drink.
Right.
2 vials of strong poison, and 1 vial of potent poison, which are all quite useful.
And the because they're the vials, I can load them into my crossbow. Correct.
Yes, you get the feeling that that's what he uses for his crossbow.
Nice.
Because, funny enough, it's something that nobody picked up on, even though I thought it was the most obvious clue. The fact that he immediately said Ajita's not a tool for assassination. But yeah, you obtain that, you get a new crossbow. He gives everyone rations. And he says, I do hope you have success in your endeavors up the mountain. I will continue to look after those that remain here. As the Dragonborn in the morning approach and says, Man, dude, I heard about what happened last night. as he approaches Kirol and just goes, "We're gonna make our way back down the mountain. We're not much in fighting shape anymore. So, whew. As unfortunate as it is, this is Quaylana. We will have to entrust solving this issue to the outsiders."
I hope the journey down goes smoothly for you.
Uh,
Mm.
but rounding out the group, Saros looks at his compatriots and says, "I will not be joining you. I will be traveling with them. I cannot bring what I have back to the village should I go mad, and I trust their strength to deal with it, if that is agreeable to all of you. Otherwise, I will remain at this church."
Perhaps if
I
we get you up there quick enough, you can be the one to cure the affliction.
I do hope we find a cure. As soon I will not be able to keep my faculties. Although so long as I remain within the aura of the spirit flame, it keeps things at bay. And these whiffs, they are just naturally following all of you. They seem to have a will of their own and have chosen to guide you, as the party is now being led by will-o-wisps.
Yay!
And unless there's anything else, on a somber note, we will leave the party here, having nearly lost a party member for a second time in this arc.